Hey, yo.
You're here.
Oh, speaking of shooting things up, R.I.P. Ozzy.
Sharon!
Sharon! Should we do the entire show in Ozzy talk today?
When that came out, man, I watched a lot of that show. I'm like not even ashamed to say it.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with trashy TV. It happens.
It was like it was good TV. I'm looking at my drink. Yeah, man. Like,
good question.
Whatever happened to like the kids from the Ozzy? Where's the son? What was his name? I forget. But the daughter was like in the P. Diddy scandal too.
It's
all that.
Yeah, there was a scandal.
He got off.
we know. Yeah, we know that. If there's a guy that's good at
he
getting
definitely
off,
got off.
This guy good at getting off there. So obviously we got Ozzy passed away yesterday. The original Prince of Darkness. There, have either of you guys been to a Black Sabbath concert or an Ozzy show?
No. And I couldn't believe that he was still alive when you guys told me that this morning.
First
thing I said yesterday.
I saw him in 2004 or 2005 in Tinley Park.
Wow.
Yeah. I will tell you that even in 2004, 2005, I was surprised that he was still alive.
Yeah.
You hear stories, I mean, they're snorting ants, doing heroin all over the place. But
the guy lived, man. I mean, we tried to do the math before the show started. Like started doing like hard drugs at 16 or 17 and made it to 70 something. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
miracle of science.
I was surprised he was still alive, like you said.
I mean, I think the only competition at this point is Keith Richards. We know that he gets probably the highest quality of
Steven Tyler.
Yeah, but he's like Steven Tyler. Like they've had Aerosmith. One, I hate Aerosmith, so that's part of it. But they've had battles of like sobriety. They've gone sober. They've had tours where they didn't sell beer.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think that ever happened with Keith Richards. Like,
doubt it.
And probably not with Ozzy either. But on the topic of darkness and mythical things and all of this, 2 weeks ago, there was this huge hubbub on social media about Pulte, the FHFA director, pumping up. They're gonna, Fannie and Freddie are gonna allow Vantage score.
Okay.
And so the original Prince of Darkness beyond Ozzy, FICO. Fair Isaac Corporation, this mythical company that just creates
judges
algorithms.
Everybody,
and gives you all these numbers, but then they give you different versions of it. So I figured we'd kind of talk through some of the still, lingering misconceptions of credit, some of the fears of credit, what goes into why your Credit Karma score is different than what we see on the mortgage side.
I'd love to learn about this because I don't understand. I mean, I know enough to be dangerous.
Yeah, it's the most confusing thing. But like, I saw a good analogy for it. Speaking on the terms of golf, and we got to talk about the Open too.
Oh my God, yeah.
It's kind of like the equivalent. Like Credit Karma is measuring your distance with like your little GPS finder, or your watch.
Yeah,
and FICO, in this case, FICO version 2, 4, and 5, which is what we use in the mortgage world, is using your actual little your rangefinder with the site. With and you can have this is not a sanctioned golf tournament, so we can have the slope adjustment on there. It gives you the real sharp number.
Right. So Credit Karma is a little fuzzy.
It's a little fuzzy. And it's because things are weighted differently. We'll go through who, what, why, when, and where. But yeah, FICO, the Prince of Darkness, but this whole Vantage Score 3.0 thing, yes, it will be coming to Fannie and Freddie eventually. Don't let lenders or mortgage people fool you. It's not there yet. There's a lot of infrastructure that has to get updated and built around it, which is crazy because 4 years, or I don't even know, 6 years ago, this was a major topic. And in the mortgage world, we move very, very slow. And go figure, we're now it finally gets pushed out, and because guess what, the final cutoff date was Q4 2025.
Yeah, now we got to do it.
Yeah, so now we got to get moving on it. But let's talk about what we're dealing with right now, because part one, if it's Fannie and Freddie, that means it's conventional loans only when the Vantage thing does come out. So does FHA, VA, and USDA eventually move over to Vantage? Who knows? But right now we're still dealing with FICO version 2, 4, and 5. We're on the consumer facing stuff. You're on FICO if you use like CreditWise or your Discover or your Chase. A lot of times you'll see your credit score on there. Those scores are normally FICO version 8 or 10T.
Okay.
So we're those consumer facing scores way on down the line.
So the consumer sees a score that you don't even use?
Correct.
What?
It's like Credit Karma. Yeah, I mean, it's literally like you're measuring. Another thing is like you're measuring in, yards versus meters. Like it's almost the same thing, but it's not.
Because I get a little update from whatever bank I bank with. Like they send me like, oh, your Vantage score changed, whatever. Like, so I'm thinking my score is X, but you're not even. That's not even. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah, it
means nothing.
So here's the because the media pushes out and the news sources push out like all these adjustments to credit and everything. So one of the biggest things that came out a couple years ago, medical collections no longer count.
I heard this
in your credit score.
Is that true?
In FICO version 8 and 10 and 10T.
But
in Vantage, yes. In FICO version 2, 4, and 5, still there.
So to qualify for a loan right now, your unpaid medical bills matter.
They do.
Because I have a friend, he will remain unnamed, who said when that law passed, he's like, I'm never paying another medical bill in my life. I'm like, that's an interesting take.
We'll see how it plays out in the second half. Do I agree with it? No. Like there was some forced compliance. So sometimes what happens when we get medical collections is when you go to the hospital, like you go to was it Franciscan and Crown Point, right? Like you just think you're going to Franciscan and Crown Point. Like next thing you know, you get 355 bills.
Yeah.
From Franciscan, Crown Point, the cousins of Franciscan of Crown Point,
the doctors that talk to you.
Yeah. Dr. Hage. I don't know why he keeps sending me bills. I keep sending checks, but maybe he threatens some collection stuff. But yeah, I mean it's a super confusing thing. And so there are some transparency things. There are some stuff, these medical collection agencies are disincentivized to put a collection on your credit for under $500 now. So there are some things that help in the FICO version 2, 4, and 5. But if they're there, a broken ankle from 2014 could come back to bite you in the ass.
Wow.
Like I said, we don't make the rules. We just got to play by them. Yep. The other, one of the bigger things in that too is this fear of repulling credit or having your credit pulled from a mortgage perspective. So again, FICO, because it's the Prince of Darkness, and they're never going to divulge their proprietary algorithms. They'll never tell you exactly what a credit inquiry, a mortgage inquiry is going to do to your credit score.
Yeah, they don't know.
But heavy research and heavy use case, 1 to 4 points.
For how long?
It'll stay on there for 12 months. But you have a guaranteed 45-day window where any mortgage inquiry is treated as 1.
Yeah.
So is 1 to 4 points going to kill you? Probably not.
No.
Can't hurt you.
But it's super
Same
important.
Thing with car shopping, right?
Car shopping is completely different.
Jesus.
Car shopping will crush you. So what happens in car shopping, and the majority of times, is you go to, I want to buy this car, and they get desk it. 9 hours later, you're still sitting there.
Yeah.
Now they got to bring in the GM and the sales manager and the sales guy's dad, and they got a hard close, Foursquare you. Hey, you want your payment to be this, all that stuff. But what happens in car shopping is that car dealership is going to sell that note.
Yeah.
Okay? Well, it's not like the mortgage world where there's Fannie and Freddie and securitization. That's all portfolioed stuff.
Got it.
So every lender that's going to take a stab at that is pulling someone's credit. And that's just a regular consumer inquiry. So when we sign up to pull your credit, we have to put what our permissible use is, which is residential mortgage credit.
Right.
So that inquiry, when we do it, it's tagged RMCR. When a car dealer is shotgunning your credit out, you're going to get 14, 15 inquiries sometimes, and that will cost you 50, 60 points in some cases.
And don't do that while you're in the middle of a mortgage transaction.
Oh, amen.
Don't do it.
Don't do it ever.
If it comes up, though, have a conversation with your mortgage person.
Yeah.
I've had people buy cars in the process. Sometimes things come up, situations arise, and a lot of times your car, your vehicle is your access to your income. And so it's a sunk cost, I guess, if you will. But there are strategies that we can go. One is making sure that your debt to income ratio is going to tolerate your car payment.
Got it.
And then we give you some strategies to talk to the finance people about making sure that they don't shotgun your credit out and tank your score. But there's ways that you can navigate that stuff. Absolutely, do not like hide it because it will come out in there's all kinds of monitoring of that stuff. But yeah, so one of the big things, obviously, the medical collection stuff still exists in FICO 2, 4, and 5. Mortgage inquiries, again, 1 to 4 points. But the other part is credit usage and late payments and history of credit. So I did pull up, and we can go through some of the stuff in a little more in depth here. But in FICO version 2, 4, and 5, 35% of your score weight is payment history, 30% credit utilization, 15% length of credit history, 10% credit mix, and about 10% of credit inquiries over the last 12 to 24 months, right? So what is credit mix? Credit mix is installment loans, car loans, student loans versus revolving credit. So a lot of times people ask, like, hey, should I get is getting a secured loan or an installment loan going to help my score? Not really. It's, you have a 10% weight on that type of mix, because credit utilization is going to be the bigger one, because when you go to get that installment loan, it's going to report your maximum balance is $7,000 and your current balance is $7,000. So you have 100% utilization.
I got a question. So some of these cards now don't have a maximum. There's no limit. Like this, and they don't even like tell you what it is. It's just like this thing behind the scenes, like my American Express.
Same thing.
They don't. It's like you don't have a max, but you can like ask them. So how do those report?
They're going to report a lot. American Express, depending on which American Express is there, a lot of them are going to report as an open 30-day account, not a revolving trade line, because the expectation that you have to pay the entire balance back. So we'll split atoms because we love splitting atoms on the show. We're not nuclear physicists, but if you have a technical term charge card, which is an open 30-day installment, and Nick has a credit card, your balance is anticipated to be repaid, the entire balance, in a month. Nick's can go, all right, like he's got $3,000 on it and his minimum payment's $50. He can just make $50 payments.
Got it.
So a lot of times what'll happen is on those open 30-day accounts, what we call them in the mortgage world, you'll see $8,000 balance, $8,000 limit, but it's because it's open 30-day, it doesn't report like a revolving trade line where Nick's could be.
What's the report as?
It just says open 30-day account or charge account. American Express is like, you want to talk about what makes mortgage people not sleep at night and underwriters not sleep at night. It's those open 30-day charge accounts, because Fannie treats them differently than Freddie Mac. FHA treats them differently than VA, USDA.
But you can carry a balance on those.
Correct. Which then creates the next part of why mortgage people don't sleep is you have to then go, okay, let me get your statement, Adam. And on your statement, you have the pay now and the pay over time numbers. Yeah. So now I got to subtract your pay now. I got to take your pay now number, back that out of your available assets, and then use the pay over time number in your monthly debt to income ratio. Oh, wow. Sounds fun, huh? Yeah.
I didn't think you guys did anything. I thought you
all I do is screw around. Just ask these two guys. They'll tell you all about it. But that's like, there's a lot of little intricacies that go into this. And that's why when you're going to go out and see a house with Nick, like when we talk about pulling your credit and looking at your credit, it's so that we can get the appropriate cross section, figure out the right loan program, the right strategy, and get all that stuff ironed out. Because when you start to see that house you love, your emotions are going peak. Yep. And then all caution goes to the wind at that point. Yep. And it's, how do I get this house, right? And we've have mutual clients that have been getting bid out of houses a little bit recently and say, well, I want to go higher. Well, now we need to go back and sort through some of this stuff that you didn't want to sort through, you didn't want to address before. We can't figure that out because credit score, unfortunately, is going to dictate rate, PMI, whereas credit profile just dictates straight up if you're going to qualify or not.
I didn't realize it was this complicated. I'm being really honest.
It's horribly complicated. Like it's
that's why I refer to Tony on these things. When people start asking plenty of questions. Yes, we know a lot about it, but
it's unnecessarily complicated. Yes. Like it's
what also is like, well, then how can Zillow tell me what my payment's going to be?
I can't.
Like, what do you mean?
We
He
had
almost spit his coffee out.
you and I had that a couple. We had that a couple. Like
Zillow said it's going to be this.
well, get this. You're gonna love this, Mr. Insurance Guy. So the other day, Nick reaches out and is like, "Hey, these people, like, you run the payment for these guys?" I'm like, "Yeah, no problem, run it." And they're like, "Why is it so different?" I'm like, "Well,
How much time you got?
Yeah,
exactly." Well, this one, like, I mean, there was
What
like,
do you want to know?
yeah, there was like 3 or 4 key reasons. One is, Zillow, a lot of times that payment's going to assume 20-25% down payment.
Yeah.
We didn't have that. But the biggest one on that one, it like shocking and just horribly misleading. Single family house in Cedar Lake.
Okay.
Take a guess at what they had the homeowner's insurance at.
$800.
28 a month. So 30, we'll call it 30. So
$28 a month.
So $360 a year
There you
for
go.
for a 1,600 square foot house.
That's 10 times that. It's $3,000. Probably, depending on how old it is, but maybe around 2,000.
Yeah.
There you go.
Way less.
Yeah. And they were like, well, why is this? And I'm like, well, because we estimated that your homeowner's insurance premium is probably going to be in the 1,800 to $2,000 range.
Yeah.
And again, they were like, well, it's just like, they question it because Zillow has this opinion, everyone, they're right. And it's like, no, they're deceiving you.
I think people are, this is where I know we're taking a right turn here. Hard right.
Oh,
Hard
Let's
right.
do it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Because
I think people are getting wise to the fact that they can't believe anything online anymore. So they're like having to go back to someone. Like, I hope that's going to be the trend, because you watch a video online now, I don't know if it's real. Like, is that a real video? Did AI make that? I think people are trying to figure that out. I hope. God, I hope.
Maybe it's a show. Maybe it's us complaining about it every third week I'm on here, because we do that a lot. But
Yeah.
it's you can't go online and trust what they tell you. And then you're not talking to anybody. You're talking to, you don't even know what they're doing. They're not running anything for you. They're just basing it off whatever they see fit at the time.
Yep.
all they want you to do is click
They don't
on
know
it.
your debts.
Like,
They want the click to get the money.
yeah,
They
that's
got a
it.
subscriber that pays a subscription, and then all of a sudden they're some random guy from California, Arizona, Ohio, wherever is calling you up, telling you how to buy a home here in Northwest Indiana and Illinois.
This is how you're going to do it. You're like, wait a minute, where are you?
Yeah.
It's close.
Yeah,
I'm around.
I'm nearby. Or we're just all living in a simulation, one or the other. But that's, I think that's one of the things that buyers, they always have the fear about, having my credit pull, it's going to impact my score. And it's, why did Tony tell me that my score is a 650 when Credit Karma tells me it's a 700? Well, one, we're using FICO version 2, 4, and 5. Credit Karma is not even using a FICO version. They're using the Aldi version of it, which, it's almost the same thing, but tastes just a little bit different. And then, these newer models, they're not weighing in credit, collections. And then, FICO version 2, 4, and 5, right? Again, these are 17, 18-year-old scoring models. Your spending habits, your credit card habits were way different.
Yeah.
So FICO 2, 4, and 5, a revolving trade line is not going to report and have an impact on your score until it's on there for 3 months. FICO 8, 9, and 10T, your credit, as soon as that account's open, after you make your first payment, it's already reporting in revolving history, and it's impacting your score.
Because the data's available. Like, it probably wasn't available back then.
It's because they just understand that, like, you go back 16, I mean, that's probably a little too old for us on like actual credit spending, but like you had a Visa and a MasterCard.
Yeah.
And maybe like a Diners card.
American Eagle. It's American Express.
Yeah. Something like now you have,
Republic.
Correct. Now you have like Cabela's, Visa, Kohl's, Capital One. Yeah. And so like it's way more common for you to have multiple credit cards because you get these store incentives.
Can you use Kohl's Cash for a down payment?
Only in the state of Wisconsin.
I have so much Kohl's Cash. I'm a Kohl's Cash thousandaire.
We could 1,000. I love it. I was going to hawk all these polos over here. Unfortunately, we can't convert that quite yet.
Good to know.
What else, Nick? What else we got going on? Or like, what are buyers? Is there other confusion or misconceptions in this process?
I mean, that knocks pretty much all of it right there. Talk to the people that know the area, that know, actually have to calculate stuff on what you're looking at, not just an estimate. That's always my main thing. That's when we refer all the rest of the stuff to you to go into detail on why that happens. Now, another question I got is how far, and I know this is probably hard to answer, but because a lot of people, you brought a good point with what their credit score is based off what Credit Karma, because most people check Credit Karma and think it's got to be something close. What is the usual
Yeah, what's
How
the
much
wiggle?
typically off.
So it's tiered a little bit. So people that have higher credit scores. So I would say if your Credit Karma is telling you that you're 740 and up, we're probably going to see maybe a 10 to 15 point variance.
Either direction.
Usually down, but it can sometimes go up because it depends on how recent your Credit Karma stuff was refreshed versus what we're seeing. But lower, like when you get in that 660 range on Credit Karma, I've seen Credit Karma 660s come back FICO version 2 at 540, 550.
Oh my God, 100 points.
Well, a lot of it because a lot of it's collection history. And so when that's not hitting Credit Karma and it's not hitting their scoring, it's hitting mine. Like we see it. So that's usually a pretty heavy drag down. And plus, like Credit Karma, like these other places, like they're incentivizing you to subscribe to their stuff. You know, it's the old gap medium thing. Like, you know, we're gonna make it feel better. So you can buy a medium instead of a large. Like,
but it's actually a large.
Yeah, exactly. Like
that's like FootJoy. Like, why is their stuff so big?
Good question.
Come on, FootJoy. Why am I buying a medium and it's actually an extra?
Their shoe. So I do have like some FootJoy golf shoes.
They're nice.
Yeah, I know, but I'm like, why are these?
I mean, it's in their name.
I feel like I'm walking around in clown shoes.
Oh yeah, they're big.
Yeah, but FootJoy always getting me. But that's one of the big discrepancies there. The other part is like, hey, I'll sell you my Credit Karma score. Can you just use that for a pre-approval or a pre-qualification? I wish.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot easier.
Credit under the hood.
Yeah, like, but that's not going to give you an accurate route to finance. There's too many variables in that. We just talked about just the scoring difference alone.
Yep.
What else?
That's the main thing. We get that question a lot. Why is my score lower than what Credit Karma is telling me? So I typically tell people it's off, but you never know what to tell them as far as they're going to be 5 points, 10 points, 3 points, 100 points in the case. I mean,
yeah, it's like I said, we see them and we have that conversation. Tell you like I promise you that this mortgage credit inquiry is not what is creating the difference in the scoring. It's you're measuring apples to oranges most of the time.
Makes sense.
Like you said, you're driving with 1 to 4 points when you pull credit. And so I didn't know this either. There's a 45-day window from, say, some other lender pulls a credit and says, "Hey, Tony, can you check this?" And you pull credit. There's a 45-day window when they can do that as many times.
That inquiry is treated as a singular inquiry.
Yeah.
So like you could have 4 of them. It's only going to be 1.
It's not going to keep dropping your points.
Correct. And even
that's
then,
a common misconception because I think that's why a lot of people are scared to maybe get a second, third, fourth opinion.
Yeah, and
that's like point.
And then like the other part is like I don't know what my timeline is going to be. We have alternative methods to looking at getting a usable look at a credit score too, without an actual credit inquiry. And that's continuing to advance with AI and some other things as well. But for instance, the client I closed yesterday, he's been in the hopper for 13 months. We've had over 13 months. We've had four credit pulls. His score was higher in the most recent one when he's finally under contract versus when he started. It was like a 2-point difference.
Mm-hmm.
Was that because you were telling him what to do and giving him advice, or just because life?
It's credit scoring in the 2, 4, and 5 models historical. So over 13 months, as long as you just keep paying your bills on time,
have that account.
like the only swing was he loves to fish, and Cabela's had a deal and it was like buy $400 worth of stuff and open a credit card and get 20% off. So
yeah,
so you open a credit card and that was it. But the discipline there was no pain. There's actually an interesting story with him. Like we went through, PMI was the boogeyman. He was afraid of that. We looked at what PMI was going to cost. Like it's not like it's pennies. Don't worry about that. But over the 13-month period, he ended up saving enough money to put 20% down anyways.
There you go. That's pretty cool, man.
And we've seen it. We've seen it with clients too. We have people that started at like a 670 credit score that are now 745s, and we're able to change their financing type, make it more competitive. Like we have strategies. Like trust me, credit score. We could pull up FICO's stock price, which took a plummet when the Vantage 3.0 thing came out because they have a captive audience in the mortgage industry. But it costs me a lot of money to pull credit. So if I'm going to do it, I'm going to help you out, whatever it is. I always think like falling forward is the way to go.
It's almost better if you're even thinking about possibly, buying a home in the near future to give you a call, even if you're 6 months out, a year out, maybe even 2 years out. I don't know. You know what I mean? It could be, it's a 1 to 4 point drop to maybe help your going to help you out, right?
I think
You're
the
gonna get
phone
some
call
advice
would help you just figure out how far out you are. Like you don't know how far out you are until you know what you got.
It's clarity and like a plan. That's no different than, let's not decide I'm going to sell my house at 9:00 on a Friday, Friday night. Like if we think that the house is not going to fit our needs the next 12 months, reaching out to Nick, having a conversation. Nick, I don't anticipate that this house is going to meet my needs in the next 12 months. Here's what would meet my needs.
Yeah. Which is how Scotty Scheffler got so good to tie it up.
Exactly.
Because he went to this caddy. You guys heard this?
No.
I think I saw it on I think it's a Full Swing.
Yep.
Maybe. So he went to this caddy who knew was a good caddy, and the caddy was like, I've seen your attitude. I don't think I want you. And he's like, I'll change. So this caddy and him decided they're going to get good together. And then 2 years later, this guy's
killing it. Yeah.
Just can't
I don't even
lose.
watch much golf, but he can't lose.
Record, like an unbelievable tear. And then he's like, yeah, you know what? Like, this doesn't even make me that excited. Like, I love my family more.
Yeah, he's like, I guess I want to be a good dad, which is awesome.
Yeah, like, what is he? 1700 at the Open?
Yeah, but he won by 3 or 4, and he kind of like messed around at the last. The thing that I don't understand is, well, I understand, but links golf is so hard because you're playing these shots that are short, and there's like undulations, and you're trying to run the ball up, right? Well, a lot of stuff can happen. Like if it's off by a foot and it hits this side of the slope, now you're like over here in a sand trap, where if it was just 1 inch left, you're 2 inches from the hole. So to do that on a place that's a lot of luck, man, that's insane. Well,
like, especially the Open, you're playing in Ireland and like the northern, as you were just there, crazy wind, weather,
nasty.
But it all comes down to the right approach.
Yeah.
And then the right opinion, right? Like we've heard about Scotty, like, he's got a bad attitude. He's not going to change. I'm not putting a caddy, right? A lot of times paid 10 to 20% of earnings.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to hook up my horse to this or hook my hitch to this horse unless they're going to be willing to change. And again, you hook up, you sync up with good people,
Bingo.
Take steps forward. I can't guarantee that you're going to have
mind shift.
2 years of career winnings like that, but maybe Nick will help you out with that. Anything else going on in the marketplace, Nick?
That's about it. Becoming more buyer's market, 50-50.
We shift
a little bit.
We shifty
shift going on. A little back and forth. We talk about that with the rates going up and down the way that they have been the past year or so. But yeah, that's about it. I mean, things are still selling. It's not to scare people from selling their homes. They're selling at a good price. There's buyers out there for sure. You know that. So that's where we're at.
The well-priced homes are selling.
Yep.
Prepared people are acquired. Like prepared people are winning them. So
I think that if you're listing a home, I think the best thing is to be prepared to list your home now. I mean, a few years ago, it didn't matter what you did; you could slap a price tag on it, and I think people got used to that, and it's slowly tailed off the past few years, and now it's kind of got to that point where it's really tailed off. But if you're a prepared seller, you're ready to go. You have conversations with us about what can you do, what's going to help you, what's the best bang for your buck. I mean, you still sell pretty quickly.
I think one of the, to that point, right? We see all these people always posting, the mortgage rates in 1980 were 18, 17%, right? I think that I saw something yesterday that said the your income to home price in the 70s and 80s was 3 times your annual income was the median home price, and now it's 7 times.
Yeah.
So that's we're talking about getting your house ready to sell. Understand that like that cost of ownership has more than 2x to that home buyer. So they're probably going to have a little bit more refined taste or expectation, right?
Exactly.
Or they want a house they don't have to put money into. Like figure out what needs to be fixed and then fix it before you sell it.
That's bang for your buck stuff too. Don't go crazy with stuff. But yeah, that's a lot of it. Things cost a lot more. So
that's
true. That.
Amen to that. Anything else?
That's it.
How do they get you? Almost my phone number.
Yep. 630-284-9624. Social media.
Mike Jones.
All right, you get Adam, and Adam is my agent. You get me at applywithjr.com. We're here to help you guys out. Pour one out for Ozzy, Scotty, killing it. If you guys have questions about FICO stuff and the Prince of Darkness there, you guys get me, get any of these guys. We'll talk through it, but just don't be scared of it. Like,
don't be scared.
Yeah, just go to a Black Sabbath concert.
Snort that ant.
Yeah, exactly.
Tony Perri.
We gotta get out of here on that one.
I'm done. Cut the show.